Good morning, everyone. I'm Louise Lovewell, and I've got Katie Lovewell with me today from the Lovewell team. We would have poor Maggie, but she is definitely having internet problems, so we'll have to catch her next month. So we will miss her this time. And we would have also had Bill Jarvis, but he's having some medical procedures today. So you've got Louise and Katie. So without ado, Katie's going to tell us all about the wonderful market. And I should say, happy after Mother's Day and happy graduation to all the people that are, all the kids that are graduating. And yeah, it's hard to believe, but summer's around the corner. So Katie, take it away.
All right, I will share my screen and we will dive into these numbers, again, put out by our local real estate association, Bay East. So we're going to begin once again in the southern part of Alameda County with Fremont. And in just about every one of these cities, we are seeing the demand reflected by the number of pending homes go up. So, which is typical in the spring. So uh, definitely following that trend. Okay, so Fremont, we definitely see big price increases over these past few months. Actually, this is a very normal curve that we typically see at this time of year. Active homes went from 85 to 108, and pendings jumped up even faster from 58 to 84. All right, our next city, we'll do Hayward. So not a straight curve the way that, or, kind of upward bell curve that we saw in Fremont, but definitely a little peak in February, down in March, but prices are going back up in April, and I definitely think that may continue. Active stayed the same at 70 homes, but pendings went from 37 to 51. So it definitely seems like the demand is increasing. Okay, and in San Leandro, again, there was a peak in January, down in February, and prices went back up March and April. And pendings and actives both went up by 5. So pendings went from 20 to 25, and actives went from 37 to 42. Castro Valley, definitely, again, every month had a different peak already, or every city. So interesting, they had their peak for median prices within March, and then we see them coming back down. But pendings went up from 21 to 28, and active stayed the same at 29 from, again, the end of March to the end of April. Oakland also had a peak in March, and we do see the prices coming down. But again, pendings have definitely gone up over 20 from 152 to 179, and actives actually went down from 338 to 334. Okay, in Alameda, we see they had a peak in median sales price in February, went down in March, back up in April, and we do see pendings went from 15 to 26, and actives went from 31 to 34. Berkeley, a closer trend, not quite as steep a curve as Fremont, but definitely seems like a pretty solid just upward trend with prices. And the pendings, unlike all the other cities, actually went down. They went from 46 to 43. Actives went up from 51 to 66. So I could definitely see maybe some that maybe they're at their peak and they could be definitely starting to shift downward because it definitely seems like there's more options for people and not as much demand. All right. In Lafayette, we had a peak median sales price in March, and then it went way down in April. But again, pendings went from 11 to 26. That's quite a big increase. And actives also went up. Yeah, looks like almost the same amount. So we'll see. Could definitely see it that shift a bit the other way for the prices. And Pleasanton also had a median sales price that peaked in February. Actives went up and pendings went up. Actives went from 55 to 68. Pendings went from 28 to 39. So about the same increase for both. And then last city we'll show you for today is Livermore. Had a peak basically in January. Prices went back down, but they are picking back up. Pendings went up from 47 to 58, and actives just went up by 1 from 89 to 90. So again, I think the overall take that I see is that it seems like buyer demand is up by the increased number of pending homes in most cities. Anything else you saw or wanted to, that you notice about the market?
Well, I was just thinking about our mm, 4 recent sales. So the one that was high in San Ramon, they only had the two offers,
We got one offer.
one offer. The one in San Leandro, we had nine offers, nine
Yes.
offers. And the one in Castro Valley, we had 15 offers. And then the one in Castro Valley, the Hayward Schools, that one got
Three
four,
offers.
three offers. So, um, and from what I remember, all the open houses, pretty steady flow of people. We're talking about like, we'd say, I think on the average, Katie Wynn should say like between 10 and 15 groups through Shady Spring, Bancroft. Yeah, those are our last two that had really active open house or yeah, showings and open houses. So definitely it seems like the buyer interest is up. Um, Interest rate, even though we don't have bill, I don't think have changed much. I still think they're like in the
So
6.5 to 6.75, something like that. Um, and knock on wood, we've been doing pretty good with the appraisals, so I guess not too shabby. And yeah, it's interesting times, but I guess it'll be interesting because the next time we meet will be the middle of June. In the middle of June, graduations will have been completed. People will be in the vacation, 4th of July coming up thing and all that good stuff. So I don't know. Like, we shall see what happens, right?
right, we often see a drop in demand, so we'll see if that follows that trend this year.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't know. Other than that, I think we're good. The weather is lovely, should be next couple of weeks should be nice. And so everybody enjoy your families and graduations if you have graduations and Memorial Weekend and camping and hiking and all the stuff people do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it. Bye, everyone. We'll see you the middle of June.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.